Thank you for joining me here today. This is Queen of Cups with a pick a card reading for the wound you are working with healing today. We want to see its nature and how it occurred. You can also watch this if you wonder about someone else's trauma, like your child, best friend, or partner. This information is not to be used to hurt someone else or to tell them to their face what their wounds are. Help them figure it out for themselves, okay? But you can get a clue, so you can be a much better help in their lives. So let us begin. You can choose intuitively from these 3 decks that will be named 1 to 3 from left to right. The one that instantly catching your interest is the right pile, and I will make your reading with it. And don't overthink it. Go with your first choice. That is the most intuitive. So I will show you them a little bit from above. First one to the left, it's the Celtic Dragon Tarot. The one in the middle is the Law of Attraction Tarot. And the one on the right is the Cat's People Tarot. So I hope you were able to make your choice. I'm going to put this piles aside. And start with the one on the left. This is a beautiful amethyst pendle with a dragon, suitably enough, since this is the Celtic Dragon Tarot. So I actually sell those in my shop. That is, I haven't put it up just yet, but it will come eventually. And this is your tarot deck. It's the Celtic Dragon Tarot, and we have the 8 of Wands in reversed in the bottom of the deck. This is showing that there's some problem with your progress, like things should be really easy for you, but they are not. So there's something standing in your way, something blocking. It's like a veil is what I'm feeling. So this is your trauma, and these cards are from Oracle of Vision with Ciro Marchetti. And we can see this very beautiful card, and I get the notion here that you are kind of a visitor at this place. So we can see this mermaid breathing oxygen in this bubble, and there's butterflies there and a peace dove, but really she's underneath the ocean. And this is someone being kind of manipulated by a puppeteer master. So I think you are a soul here on a mission, and this is not your usual workplace, so to speak. And you feel a little bit manipulated by God or the divine for putting you in this place. So I think you have a higher mission to actually help people with the kind of experience that you have from your previous existence that might not have been on earth. So your trauma is that you feel bossed around. It feels like you have got an assignment that you're not fully, truly happy with. So it might be the same happening here on earth, that you feel bullied by other people, or that they rule you or try to rule you, and they don't understand your beautiful, unique nature. So this seems to be a big part of your trauma. And this is what you weren't able to achieve, or what was the kind of block in what area. And we have insight and intuition. So understanding, awakening, awareness, self-evolution, evolution. Trust, insight, awareness, guidance with intuition. So I think you have known so many things. You have known all this all the time, but you kind of couldn't trust it. So you start doubting your own insight and your own intuition. But really you shouldn't, because it seems like you have a very highly vibrating energy, and that you are here with the exact right tools that you need to complete your mission. And you're chosen not as a punishment, but for your skills. So you feel like you are lost in space and abandoned, but you're not. You're placed here like a commander or a school teacher or a light bringer, so that you can help other people to also achieve this awakening and intuition. Okay. So this have been problem for you. You have lived in self-doubt. I can see that you have lived lives on earth, but it hasn't gone that well. You might have been persecuted and executed and imprisoned or followed, in different kinds, bullied, I would say. And this is how to heal this. And we have a dream catcher. So I will actually read this card. Dreaming your wisdom is your job for healing this. And it's number 42. Yes, understanding, awakening, awareness, self. No, was the wrong. It was actually, So 42 and 41 you got, even though I shuffled so well. So you have gotten 42 out of this book. It's the Chakra Insight Oracle here. So I guess I'm supposed to read this. Recognize the high truth beyond apparent limits. Honor the path you have walked so far and all you have become. Know thyself. Cradle at the base of a circular window. With her back to the wide expanse of stars beyond, a woman sits in silent meditation. Grounded by her breath and the ancient stone beneath her, she is a clear channel of quiet knowing. With her inner eye focused on heart, brightly open, she basks in the vision of her own truth. Rays of the universal light shine on through insight. So this is about evolution and self-understanding. In our modern world, there is so much sharing of information through such a wide variety of mediums that we can quickly fall into the habit of looking outside ourselves for the answer that we seek. We value others' opinion beyond our own to know what to eat, how to act, how to dream, where to live, and who to love. Taking time to truly know ourselves expand our awareness. So if you knew yourself, you would see what a beautiful entity you are. And look, she's in this circle also there. And so you have this bubble of protection and you come with this beautiful insight. It's like you come with your own planet, with your own world here. And still you think you need to subordinate yourself to a higher authority. I don't think you have to. Okay, you can truly trust yourself. So now I'll try to read from the right book. It's Oracle of Dragonfae that will show you the way to your healing. 42. So 42 is obviously your number for today at least. Yes, okay. Whenever you watch this, it's fine. It's going to help you in the spot you're in. So if you watch this 2 years from now, it's still, it's still actual, vivid and true. So I'm the Dragonfae being who come in the night, who travels through the dimension to the doorway of the worlds. I will stand while you sleep and send you messages that you can unravel in your waking hours. All that is no longer needed will come to me if you allow it, and I will catch it in my web between my hands, lit up by the light and travels from the solar plexus of the universe, the being you call sun, but which I call bell. This bell shines through your day, and at night I reflect that light into you, cleansing what is irritating and difficult for you, but keeping all that which you need to go forward. There is nothing to fear from the presence of we dream beings. I am yours, and I am your dreams. We will journey, we will explore, we will share, and we will be happy together. I will help you reach your goals, and if you believe, great blessings from Spirit will be yours. We are a part of the same tribe, and your blood is mine. This dream catcher is at your service. So it seems like you have a powerful being on the other side helping you. And the way to heal yourself is through dreams. So doing profound dream work, writing down your dreams, maybe picking a tarot card for each and every symbol in the dream. And getting even deeper knowledge both of tarot and of dreams by doing so. Okay, so I'll start shuffling your cards. And as I said, I used the Celtic Dragon Tarot. And we have both 4 of Cups here in reversed and the 8 of Wands. So it's something that feels like it is wasted. Like it never came to fruition, or it's something of the old. I think how you are being treated. You want to erase that memory, or you don't want it to have happened in that way at all. So it's something you can't really digest, or something you can't really get over. I think it's your high awareness. You came with this high awareness. You probably thought this would be a piece of cake, and then you met the tribes of Earth that has been traumatized through different experiments, both from the divine point of view, but also from other entities. And it was tough for you, and it kind of broke your self-esteem a little bit. So call the divine with love and light. And I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my number 1 pile with this Celtic Dragon Tarot. So it's done. So this will be your reading. And the card number 1 here, this is your trauma. Try to put it where you can see it. And this is how your trauma still plays out today. And this is how you're dealing with your trauma. This is what your intuition tells you, how to fix this or what you need to do. And this is how you follow your intuition. This is what you need to relax and accept in this situation. And this is the next stage for you and your trauma. And this is result. So this is like a little heart shape here. So this is your heart, need of healing. Doesn't have to be the heart chakra, but I thought it was a nice symbol. So the first card for you here is your trauma. So we have Page of Swords in reversed. So this is of course a great lack of self-esteem, which might lead to you becoming almost a little bit petty, okay? Because you're so vulnerable. So you might put up a lot of defenses towards the world and kind of assume that everyone is going to kind of bully you, top ride you, decide over you. So it's a very revolutionary energy. But in the reverse, it also shows that you are missing the point. You are kind of missing the target. As you are doing this revolution and kind of being angry at the world, or feeling betrayed by the world, or feeling that you don't belong in the world, your scroll here with all your wisdom is kind of catching on fire. So I don't, the divine doesn't say that you have failed with your mission, not at all. You just lost consciousness for a while, and they kind of need you to regain it, okay? So how you regain your consciousness is by standing tall and believing in your own wisdom, believing in your own world, in your own word also. Your own world is this bubble, and your own word is the things that you want to say. This card says, speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, even if your teeth and knees clatter, okay? Like, so still speak your truth. There might be very few people listening. You might not get the confirmation you need to feel, get your self-esteem from the outside. So you need to get it from the inside, because sometimes people comes with very new ideas, and these new ideas won't be taken in to people's heart immediately. It might take several generations, and you might be like the first person coming with this kind of knowledge. So you can't accept people to just accept and digest. You actually might be the first in a long row of spirits coming to teach people about this particular topic that's yours, that you are kind of excited and passionate about. and you need to do so even in the highest resistance, because maybe just a handful of people can understand you now, or just one. And that is all it takes for you to carry on the torch to the next one. Okay, so Page of Swords in the reverse, you feel so fragile, and yet you are so strong and so powerful. So you have lost some of your maybe you lost your wings when you fell into this third dimension reality. Okay. So how is that trauma still at play today? And we can see that it is in your relationship, that you might have hard time to connect with other people and feel loved by them or accepted by them. You still feel very alienated, and you also feel that your relationship is very often very lopsided in some way. Maybe not all relationship, but some where you can see this pattern repeating. And it might be with people that is a little bit judgmental, might have a hard time to really choose you or choose the one that you truly are, or love you for who you truly are. So they always want you to be in some other way, and that kind of plays very well with your wound, where you feel not adequate or not good enough. So you will meet people that treat you as you are not good enough, and that you, well, this you could change and you could be better at that, and why did you really say those kind of things? Wasn't that a little bit juvenile? Oh, so you get a lot of criticism is what I'm feeling, and also not really being supported in all your relationships. So this is just showing this, that you are letting other people kind of rule you with their critique, and it's like they're manipulating you in different ways to make you feel certain things, touching your wound, so that you are easily manipulated. And you don't have to let them do this, because it's hurtful both for them and for you. And you actually need to stand tall in your own self-respect, to not let this happen over and over again, because it's not healthy, not for you, not for this other person or these other people. So just let them stop. It stops now. You can't talk to me like that. And you don't have to be reactive. You can be still diplomatic. You just say a very firm no. And if the person doesn't listen, you also take an action that shows your no. Whatever that action might be. It might feel dramatic. You don't have to be dramatic. You can be very calm in this situation, and just know that you're acting from your own wisdom, from your own notion inside of you that says no, it's enough, stop. Okay. So how are you dealing with your trauma? And we have a Four of Swords, and it comes in the reverse. So you have been trying to not act upon it at all. But with the Four of Swords in the reverse, it's like energetically you are called to deal with this. Probably you felt that it was much easier to kind of act like nothing was really going on, and that the people wasn't rude at all, and maybe just ignoring people and walking away silently, or hoping that, underneath your vacation, they would think about what they have done, and next time you will meet, they will be nicer. But I think this is not something that will come free willingly. You will going to have to take action and show who you are truly. So you can't keep this old diplomacy in place where you have just tried to ignore the issue. I like this person, so I ignore them being rude. I feel I want to have the praise of this person, so I ignore when they are actually putting me down. So sometimes we want certain people's affection, even though they have not done nothing to deserve us wanting it. So sometimes we take the most troublesome people in our lives, make them the most valuable because they don't accept us. So they kind of ring the same bell as your bell that's saying that you are not good enough. So you are an energetic match in that way. And you are still trying to make harmony in that situation, but by ignoring them being rude or them being disrespectful or them not loving you for who you are. So you're trying to I feel a connection to that person. I don't know why, so I need to make harmony with them. And it's actually the worst choice ever. Like, you have chosen the worst person to find harmony with, because this is the person that are absolutely not going to give you harmony. But since you have a wound of feeling that you are not enough, you need to meet someone that says you are not enough, so that you can become aware of this. So you're attracted towards a person that is actually reinforcing your trauma. But with the Four of Swords, you haven't been really ready to see this. But with the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like, imagine that you woke up one morning and your face was to the ceiling. You have kind of lost gravity and your face is to the ceiling. That is kind of what's happening to you. You can't really ignore this situation anymore. There have been spirits in your rooms whispering, and now they are lifting you to the ceiling. So it's kind of poltergeist energy when the Four of Swords comes in the reverse. So this is nothing you can ignore. The signs getting too vivid, too much in your face like this. So you can't really continue being trying to be diplomatic and the bigger person in this situation. You're going to have to address the issue. So what is your intuition telling you to do? And we have a Knight of Wands in the reverse. So Knight of Wands in the reverse shows that you lack bravery a little bit. You don't want to be this pushy dragon rider kind of person, showing the world this is how it's supposed to be done. So you don't want to be that person. I think you have a lot of your self-esteem is put into the basket of being humble. And you don't want to be the dragon rider, but you need to learn to ride with dragons, to be a little bit more like this. The Page of Swords, Knight of Wands, coming with something new and not having much on their feet to back it up. It's just, this is how I feel, or yeah, I know this is the vision of tomorrow. Nobody is going to really listen because it's a new energy, but this kind of energy will catch root, and it will start to grow, and it will give the world a new ignition. But you don't want to be a bully about this. You don't want to come out too strong about this, preaching for people that doesn't want to hear about your thing. You don't have to do this so much, okay? But you can still, if you feel, the passion, for example, to say something in a certain situation, do it instead of suffocating yourself in that particular situation. You don't have to go on and on and on about it every time you meet different people. But if you feel very strongly at the moment that I want to tell them about this, that's going to be a bad reaction, but you still want to tell them about that, do it, okay? Because that's your intuition telling you to be a little bit more brave, to put your nose out there, and to be a little bit more like pushing. Okay, so with the Knight of Wands, you kind of don't want to. You want to stay small and stay humble and not show your cards. You want to keep it a secret what you know, because you don't think anyone would understand, and you're probably right, but they need to hear it, one time from you, one time from another person, then from you again, and from another person, and then from a third person, and from like TV or something, and then they will like open up to this idea. So you need to spread the seeds and be brave enough to do so. So this is how you're following your intuition. And we have a Queen of Wands in the reversed. So Queen of Wands in the reversed shows again this lack of self-confidence. You kind of know that you are great. You know that you know more than maybe the next person about this particular topic that's close to your heart. But you still don't feel entitled to do so. And I understand, if you have been burned on stake like a witch, of course you don't want to speak your truth now. You don't want to hear the whole village coming and hanging you from the tallest tree. So, but with the Queen of Wands, it's like a little bit constipated here is what I'm feeling. That you have all this wisdom and you don't tell. So sometimes I think also you are not telling because you don't want to be rude. So I think these rude people might be showing you something. Maybe you need to become a little bit more like them. It always needs to be balance. Humbleness, rudeness can be beautifully balanced. But for example, if you have, let's say you are a psychotherapist and you have a client and they have like an obvious issue, but you feel that it's a no-no. You can't really touch that subject because it would be kind of rude. But that might be the one key that that person needs to hear to heal themselves. And even if it costs you their liking, maybe they won't like you anymore after that, and they say, okay, so you won't be my therapist anymore. But that word, or that, you explaining that to them 10 years from now, that will be what they will be able to solve. They finally see, okay, I know this person said this 10 years ago, and now I understand what they were saying. So the rewards doesn't come instantly. You can't expect them to come instantly. They will come in a matter of time. And you are not going to be rewarded, and you still need to be brave. You still need to stick your head out there. This is not the time to be to kind of not be brave. I'm seeing this, I told in the general readings that I did here recently about this story about Jesus. He came to earth, he realized that this is going to be so tricky. The Roman Empire seemed so powerful. I'm not going to tell my truth. I'm not going to hang on the cross. No, I'm not going to do that. And this is what I'm seeing here with you. No, I'm not going to stick my head out. I have my neighbors. They need to think that I'm sane. I want that the people I'm meeting on the street, I can look them in the eye and not being ashamed for what I told yesterday. So I don't want to stand up for this, what I believe to be so true. I don't want to stand up for my truth. I want people to get to know this for themselves. I don't want to be the one telling them. So I want my dignity. I don't want them to think I am crazy. So I'm not sharing my insight from my bubble, from my world to this world, because I want to be seen as one of them. I don't want to be hanged from the tallest tree or put on a cross or whatever. Okay, so this is what do you need to relax and accept. So you need to relax and accept that you come with this kind of knowledge. High Priest, it's Taurus. So it shows you being very stubbornly with the kind of library that you carry around. You have your certain knowledge, and it's very deeply rooted in great experience, and from you have been like a spiritual guide for eons. Okay, that's your thing. And to be a spiritual guide and to come to people that might not want to hear about this but actually need to hear about this can be a little bit hard. So you need to accept your own authority. You need to kind of become calm with this, so that you can spread the word and be a little bit of a preacher. And that's what you need to relax and accept. You are this person, okay? And the unity and balance will come with the words that you say. So I'm thinking about this song, Sound of Silence. The words of prophets will be written in the subway walls and the tenement halls, I think. So yeah, you don't have to have this inflated ego, thinking, oh, I will be Messiah and all people will listen to me. No, it's just in everyday situation. Be the prophet in everyday situation. Help people with compassion, of course. When you need to tell someone, well, the problem that you have with your relationships might be that you are a little bit too reactive. You don't trust people, so you chop their heads off before they even have time to, getting to know you. So, and sometimes you can't tell this to the people at the grocery store, but you can tell this to your best friend. So start practicing being this Messiah here. Okay. So the next stage for you and your trauma. And we have a Queen of Pentacles, so that's Virgo. So it kind of shows you being okay with this, just realizing, okay, so I trust myself. I know what I know. And this making you more patient also. If you go and visit someone and you say for the 10,000 times that I'm lactose intolerant, I can't digest milk, so this cake that you have bought for our visit here is not going to make it for me. I I actually brought something else with me that I can eat. So you need to have patience with people. They have their day full with things. They might not be able to think about this particular thing with you. How you want your coffee, or that you want them to speak the truth, or that you actually can see right through them in this situation. So you will have to tell them 15,000 times. And that's your job, and you can do it now because you're not so reactive anymore. You don't feel like the underdog that doesn't know what they are saying and coming with these stupid things that no one wants to hear, or people saying, yeah, you're crazy. So you're fine with being crazy, and you're fine with knowing what you know, and you're fine with other people not knowing what you know. So you're fine with telling them 10,000 times, 15,000 times, 20,000 times, because you hold some kind of inspiration, maybe for chivalry love, or for how to do something in a certain professional area, or how to expand your awareness. It can be so many different things, and you have this knowledge, and it's solid, and you don't have to be, shy about it. You don't have to be, excuse me for existing about it. You don't have to be, I doubt my knowledge, because that's the proper thing to do. I'm supposed to be humble. So you can just know what you know and be solid in that, and also know that other people doesn't know this, and you need to spread it. She's a farmer, this girl. She's a teacher, she's a farmer, she's a lover, she's a daughter, she's a mother, and she's your best friend. So this is really like this rock solid woman, okay? And she spreads this seed for everyone. So like spreading keys to the rowdy prisoners. That's a poem if you want to check it out. Rowdy prisoners. I don't know if that's the actual name, but it's someone being so, going with their head close to the moon and spreading these keys to the rowdy prisoners, being so calm with it, being okay with people not knowing what you know. You don't have to be part of the group. You can be center of the group. Okay, so that's fine for you. And this is the result. And we have a Six of Pentacles in reverse, showing that this lack of balance is going to be there maybe for your whole life. So this is something that you truly need to accept, that you know things that other people don't know. They might chase you over the roof for it, or down the street, and it's how it's going to be, because you come with this new quality, and you can't not come with it. When other people know what you know, there will be balance. Okay, this will be in the upright position, but you are going to have to accept that it's not going to be equal. People are not going to give love in the way you can. It needs to be given. They can't give respect in the way you need. You know that it needs to be given, and all these other things, because they don't have the knowledge, and that's your job. To give them the inspiration to one day getting the knowledge. And then we have also the Empress in reversed. So the Empress in reverse shows that no one is going to thank you for sharing what you know. Either they're going to feel you being like an overwhelming parent kind of type, saying things that they really don't want to hear, or you are going to feel that you are the one giving in all this situation and never getting anything in return. So it might be like that. If you are the only grown-up amongst a lot of children, you are going to have to be the grown-up. You can't start acting like the children. So, and yes, all these cards are very connected. It's all earth. So it shows that you just need to accept your role here, and that you can't really, you dream about fairy tale endings and happiness, and that people will miraculously, telepathically understand who you are and what you come with. But they won't, okay? So this is an impossible dream, and you actually need to see the reality and deal with the reality in a very grown-up fashion. And the next card is also the World card in reverse. So this is going to be like this until, you and all the other light bringers had put this into the right position and told their truth over and over and over again until it's everybody's truth. So it's something that's incompleted, and you're here to complete it. So try to not bail, try to not run away, try to not, beam me home. So try to just do your job, okay? Do your job. Don't expect outside praise for it. Just know that this is what you are here for. This is what you want to do. This is your expression. This is what is. So be okay with that. Relax in that and accept it. It will make it easier. If you resist the idea, you will be in kind of battle towards your own mission, and that won't be helpful for you. So just accept that this is your role, take it, and be proud to be able to be this beautiful candle in a very dark room. Okay. So, my dear number ones, I hope this helped. I used the Celtic Dragon Tarot for your reading. And Oracle of Visions by Ciro Marchetti for that. The Chakra Insight Oracle for these ones. And the Oracle of Dragonfae for this one. So I will put it also in the description box so you can get the knowledge of what card I was using if there was someone spiking your interest. Okay, so this next reading is to the honor of this opalite pendulum. I'm going to sell it eventually in my store, but just now it just helps guiding you to your reading. Yes, and this is your deck, and it's the Law of Attraction Tarot. And in the bottom here we have 5 of Cups, which actually looks a lot of like the Rider Waite's 3 of Swords card. So this shows a situation where a person is kind of being vulnerable to getting their heart broken, and that might be a little bit your job to become vulnerable, to also get your heart broken. I don't know exactly what will come out of that, but that's what I'm seeing there. So this is your trauma, my number 2s. And your trauma seems to be like a birth. It's a pregnancy here, and you're waiting for something miraculous. Okay, so it's like you're called to do something, and you know that it's important, but you never seems to get the signal. So you feel all this importance with you, but you don't know what it's for. So I'm seeing a situation where a person goes around kind of rejecting a lot of situations because, no, that's not the right thing. No, that's not the right thing. No, that's not the right girl for me. No, that's not the right boy for me. No, this is not the right job for me. This is not the right situation for me. This is not the right house. So it's something. It's like it feels like you would know what is the right thing, but you're not feeling it. So it's like an ongoing pregnancy that doesn't seem to end. But you are the kind of person that doesn't want to, you don't want to invest yourself in a situation that's bullshit. So you know your importance, so you really don't want to engage. And what we are seeing in the bottom of this deck is that you might need to get your hands dirty, okay? You might need to go down there and get your hands dirty. So actually, throw yourself into the situation with that troublesome lover. Work that shitty job that you truly hate, and meet those people that just annoys you. You want to pick all your hairs out from your head because they annoys you, so you make you really crazy. Okay, so I think this is an avoidant behavior that you are doing here. You have an avoidant behavior because of a fear of becoming heartbroken. So you kind of rise above the situation, and I don't deal with these ants here. I don't want to engage with them because they are not good enough for me. Why they are not good enough for you is because they have the potential to break your heart, and you don't want to be vulnerable. So there comes a song for you, and it's Sam Smith, Too Good at Goodbyes. So I got a song also for the number 1, so I forgot to write it down. So I'll write down both these songs. Sam Smith. Okay. And it's fine, where you are at. This is actually a highly vibrating energy. So you don't stick your toes down in the mud because you're sitting on your cloud. So it's like you never incarnated. It's like you never really stepped down into the matter. You might have been royalty many lifetimes, and that's how far down you wanted to go. You didn't really want to step down into the gutter, by the other people. So you might be a fallen angel, like one of these fallen angels that kind of watched the earth for thousands and thousands of millennia. Okay, you watched and you thought, oh, those dirty little rats, there they were running around like crazy doing stupid things. And I think God at some point thought, okay, so now it's your turn. Now you are going to incarnate and see if you do better. And you kind of resist this a little bit because this is beneath your dignity. This is not what you were supposed to do. This is not your job, okay? So you haven't really dipped your toes fully into existence just yet. You feel you are beneath, you're above, and you don't want to fraternize with the people down here. It's not that you are posh, it's not that you are, so full of yourself. It's that you don't want the broken heart. Okay. So that's your trauma. Someone put you down here, you were just fine. You were just fine, at your realm where you were at. And then, you needed to incarnate and what? I'm this angel, you're this angel. And you thought, what on earth am I going to do on earth? Okay. I can't be this little baby. Those small babies, they are darn vulnerable. This is not me. I'm big. I'm bald. I have broad wings. I know exact timing with everything. Everything comes to me like automatically. It's just, by the law of attraction, it just comes like this. My life is a dream. It's like the dream. It's, if I'm going to live on earth, it's going to be big cars, big houses, lots of money, and, great job, all these kind of things. So, this is what you couldn't achieve when you were this archangel then. So guidance and the inspiration. So you couldn't guide and inspire people in a way that was loving, okay? Because you were a little bit cold. You were a little bit shut off. Oh, it's something else. Shut up. Why do I want to say shut up? So maybe you wanted people to shut up. I don't know. Or you shut up. Why did you shut up? Okay, there's something of you don't want to make it full of yourself because, again, you don't want your heart broken. So you're really vulnerable, I think, beneath it all. And support, love, science, direction. I think you don't trust your own impulse. I think you are so comfortable with the universe fixing things for you that you don't believe in your own ability at all, okay? You got your role. You was this high guidance kind of angel, and you did what you were told, but you have never found your true essence, which is beautiful, I might add. You have the power to guide, support, and love other people. Give them signs and give them direction. You are the inspiration. You have ideas. You can spark new things. You have the conception, like the thing is needing to come into fruition, and you can give people the impulse, but you don't. You kind of just float above, and that's your trauma. I don't know exactly what has happened to you to make you like this, but I think it's some kind of grandiose, very grandiose humbleness. So you are like these olden day kind of priests that put God above all else and you are nothing. Or you are like this angel archetype, which is listening blindly to God and doesn't know that actually Lucifer came with a little bit of, sparking new ideas. You would never ever do that. Never ever step out of conformity. Never ever took a wrong turn. Never ever find your face down in the dirt. Never ever, never ever stumble and fall. You don't do mistakes. So there's a part of you that needs to be perfect. So you have very high standards of yourself as you have on other people. So you need to be perfect. I don't think you need to be perfect at all. You need to start to love your own imperfections, love your own flaws, embrace them, hug them. Hug your broken heart, you know, your vulnerability. Start to live a little bit, okay? So this is... so again with this, you get 47, 46. I have really shuffled those cards. But number 1 got 41, 42. 47, 46. And here you got 40, the Guardians. This is how you will solve this trauma, and it's flying high in the sky with diamonds. Okay, it's Oracle of Dragonfae. This is the Chakra Insight Oracle, and this is Oracle of Visions with Ciro Marchetti. So fly high. So your solution is, of course, to just get back to your former position, because that one you liked and this one is not for you. So just take me home. The Guardians speak. For wonderful outcomes, all decisions must be made in the spirit of trust and adventure. So adventure is probably what the doctor is ordering for you. The very spirit you have displayed in asking us to assist you. In order for you to understand which direction you must now travel in, you must gain a higher perspective. It does not mean to try and be better or in any way higher than anyone else, but to fly as an eagle or one of the Dragonfae would, high above the situation, so you can see its ramifications and lessons, its wisdom and knowledge spreading to time and space. So this is something I think you missed a little bit when you were this archangel, big ruler type. You didn't see the whole picture. So something was limiting you from seeing the whole picture. And I think it's control. You want to be in control. You can't seem to get out of control. The control is so important. Because if you lose control, this is what happens. And this is what you fear the most. Password. 4 of Pentacles. Yes, you want, okay, you always want the right password to not screw up, to not do the right, you know, not do the wrong thing and make a mistake. So you always need to be in control, to know exactly what needs to be done in the exact right time, to not be a screw up, because screw ups gets their heart broken. Okay, so this you missed from this high above perspective. You didn't see it from where you were, that we are here to screw up, okay? We are here to experience. This is the whole point, to be in control and do everything perfect. It's just for, you know, very anal people that can't seem to really live fully. You are supposed to live fully, you know. Get your clothes dirty, get your heart broken, get your you know, everything into a real mess. And from seeing this from a higher perspective, you would see the purpose of it, how we learn, how we are the person stumbling and falling, and we are also in the next life the person that lifts them up. We are the person making the mess, we are the person fixing the mess. So it's gaining perspective from all these different angles, and a higher perspective can be a way for you to understand this, so you become brave enough to actually start to dip your toes. So, yes, but to fly as an eagle or one of the Dragonfae would, high above the situation, so you can see its ramification and lessons, its wisdom and knowledge spreading through time and space. This way, you will know which direction to take next. Ask the Dragonfae to send you visions and message from this higher perspective, so we can assist you to make the decision, always understanding that while you may see much from this perspective, you will never know all. We will fly your high above this crossroad, and from this point, you will see your choices in their splendor and diversity. So I think you, as at this point, I think you have been like this kind of high evolved spirit that has been able to inspire people on Earth, but you have a hard time listening to the inspiration from your colleagues right now. So you have a hard time listening to your own intuition, and get your hands dirty and be trusting enough to throw yourself out there, because you don't trust these people up above to do the same great job that like you did. So what is it with you and this control? Okay. So and here we have, this is number 8. It's usually number 11 in other decks, Justice, but here's number 8. It's like your heart. I think your heart is very heavy, because you feel that you need to do everything in the right kind of way. Your heart needs to become more light. It needs to be weighing like the feather, okay? Become more light-hearted. Don't take life so seriously. We all end up dead from it. So there's no use to have control. Everything will be taken away from you. Dance the dance of life. Be alive, okay? So I call the divine. Just looking at the cards a little bit. 18 moon. This is what you fear so much. The darkness of pain. But this is where the treasures are and the knowledge. That's why you are a little bit, it's like you are a horse with these blindfolds on the side. You can't see because you're so scared. Horses have this so they won't be scared at traffic and jump out in traffic or something else like that. And this is how you deal with yourself. So you don't want to see it all because you think you can't take it. I'm sure you can take it, okay? You just need to brave up a little bit and lose some control. Get your hair down. So call the 4 archangels. 10 of Cups. So this is what you can't gain in this position. You can't fully get, fully in love if you can't accept also being heartbroken. Yes, 4 archangels from the 4 corners of the world and the 6 elements. So here, this is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's healing. So this would heal you. I think your trauma is old, like it's as old as the earth. And God has kind of made a little bit fun of you. It's like when they gave Capricorn work. They gave all the other signs so beautiful, tasks, and to Capricorn they gave work. It was because Capricorn had the kind of same notion as you, that they are not good enough and they need to stay in control. Yeah, a little bit hard. Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot this. It's a really new deck, so I forgot to take away that. 8 of Cups, rolling the dice. You don't want to do that. Okay, so I hope I didn't put any other small little cards in this. I did. So you see, I can be totally out of control, and I'm totally fine with that. So you need to practice to let your hair down. Here we have the Chariot. I think you compare a lot. This is, if you were like this, you would be fine, but you can't stand to be like this. So you need to put yourself in a elevated place to feel good about yourself. I think practice to put yourself in the underdog position and be the one that not knowing, that screw up, make mistakes, take the wrong turn. And I think you will be fine, okay? So, tuning in to my number 2s. Okay, so this will be your reading here. And this is your trauma. This is how it still plays out today. This is how you deal with it, your trauma. This is what your intuition wants to tell you about what to do with this trauma. And this is how you actually go about it, like if you listen or not. This is what you need to kind of relax and accept. And this is the next stage for you and your trauma. And this is the result. So you see, it becomes like a heart, this heart that you refuse to have broken. So we need to practice on getting broken hearts. It's not the end of the world, okay? It's just a badge proving that you were able to love. At this stage where you're at, I don't think you're able to love. You're just able to stay in control, and that don't allow for love to happen. Okay. Some of you watching this might not resonate at all, and then it kind of wants to explain your counterpart's situation. So maybe you needed to know where they are coming from, why they are acting a little bit robotic sometimes, okay? So what's your trauma? And we have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is a person that's in control. I would have expected King of Swords here, but I think the picture shows it all. You want to be in control. You want to be like on top of the world, but has it really made you happy? I don't think so. It hasn't made you happy at all. It just have made you comfort. You have found comfort, but you haven't found happiness. This person, this is not a happy face, you know. They are missing out. They are missing out on the fun. And this is what's going on with you. You might be the leader of the pack, having everything in your corner, being on control over your life, being successful, but it hasn't made you happy because you're not living fully. Usually the King of Wands is super, super passionate, but I don't see this passion with this person here. Okay, so that's your trauma, being the king of the world. So being the king of the world, being elevated is your thing. And that's your trauma because you don't know how it is to be down there in the dirt, to feel your heart being broken. So I think you're going to have to make a jump for it. Okay, the Death card. So this is how this trauma is still playing out today. And we have the King of Coins. It makes you unable to participate in the world. The King of Coins is very controlling. His coastal dates, okay, coastal gates are closed. He doesn't date, obviously. All his dates are on the outside, looking in, knocking on the door, and just, no, I'm not going to let your stupid people in. I know that you're going to drag me down and break my heart. So it's a very mental thing in this. It's earth, but it shows almost like the King of Swords here. I think these two cards shows the beautiful combination of the King of Swords, being like a judge, living in a very comfortable home, thinking about things like how the rules are and what laws to follow, but not being really fully alive, being a little bit crystallized, being a little bit dead inside, okay? So how the trauma plays out today is that it's no fun. It's really not fun at all because you're not living fully and you're not letting new adventures into your castle door. You don't open your castle door and let these things in. So they need to have been evaluated for a very long time before they can have access to this, your castle. Your castle is, of course, your boundaries and inside your soul residence, but you don't let in different adventures to you because you avoid heartbreak at all cost. And it costs you your happiness. It costs you your chances of real happiness and true success and to bonding with other people as well. But the king, you're truly on top here. Yes, this archangel quality. Of course, you have mostly incarnated as royalty since you didn't want to dip your toes deeper than that. How are you dealing with your trauma? And we have a Six of Swords in reverse. You are so sweet, you know it. So the Six of Swords, you don't want to make the jump, even though people want to be there and catch you when you fall. So I think you have more people around you taking real good care of you than you know. And if everyone were like you, there wouldn't be people there taking care of other people because everyone would stay at home taking care of themselves. And with the Six of Swords in reverse, I think that is what you do. You don't even try to find your, castle in the sky or castle on earth. You're staying in your comfort zone. And life is not really worth living at this point because your head and your heart is disconnected. The Six of Swords is expressing your heart. This person is expressing their heart. These are also expressing their heart. This says, I don't want to live. And this says, we want you to live. So they are expressing their heart. You don't express your heart because I think you are not even courageous enough to do this, because that would be a phony display, you showing your heart that you want affection and you want someone to, kind of save you. So you're almost like Rapunzel in the tower, and you're not even letting your hair down. So no one will ever be able to come and rescue you, and you don't rescue no one, okay? So the one that falls in love with you, they fall in love with a heart of stone, a person that's so closed off that you can't even imagine how love is or how it would be. But it's sweet. I think this card is sweet. It shows this shyness with you, this vulnerability. You're so vulnerable that you couldn't even kill yourself because not in an open display. If you would do this, you would do it at home with your whiskey and your cigarettes and some pills maybe, or shotgun. You wouldn't do a public display. That would be, too much putting yourself out there. And there's no reason to kill yourself. The thing you need to do is to actually start to show this vulnerability. I see it here. It's peeking forward a little bit, like you see the little bit of the hair coming down from Rapunzel. So there's a little bit opening here, I feel. It's not big, but it's little. So it's very sweet. What is your intuition telling you to do? Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. Yeah, okay, your intuition is telling that there will be an end of this dark tunnel. The Seven of Swords, classically or traditionally, it's a card of overthinking, which we can see with this brain going on here. So we plan and scheme, and we plan for our own success, not for other people's success. We plan for our own success, and it makes us feel very vulnerable because we feel like we are out to get people, they are out to get us. So it's a dog-eat-dog world that we are living in. But this says that there's an end in the tunnel, okay? There's light out there. You don't have to live in this very dark kind of Malcolm X kind of world, or taxi driver kind of world. Malcolm X, I don't even know if that's the thing. Okay, just come to me, I don't know what it is. But I feel taxi driver, I know what it is, maybe. Okay, post-apocalyptic world. You live in a post-apocalyptic world, so the apocalypse has already happened to you, and it's a dog-eat-dog world, and that's where you are. The other people here, they live outside in the light, but they deal with people like you that doesn't have an open heart, and it's hard for them because they are open-hearted and vulnerable, and they are standing outside knocking on your door and want you to come out and play. So yeah, if everyone were like you, we would truly live in a post-apocalyptic world where everyone would, take the other person and make them into a victim. And that is not something that you need to do. You don't have to sit on someone else or steal from someone else to become happy. You can just, walk out from this tunnel where you're living in. That's like a making of your mind, and come out in the light, and thereby also make the world into a more beautiful place. Okay, and this is how you're dealing with this intuition. And we have another 7. So 7 are spiritual challenges, and this is the 7 of Cups in the reversed. So 7 of Cups in the reversed, you kind of really don't want to dip your toes in the primordial swamp. This is talking about your original wound. So I think we haven't even scraped the surface just yet. Something has happened to you, or there's some kind of idea you got in your head that has made you really frozen, okay? Frozen to the core. It's like you are underneath 3 kilometers or like 5, I don't know, some miles of ice. And there is where you live, and you think that this is your reality. And you think that the worst thing ever would for this tsunami wave to happen, your ice to melt, it's what's happening now. I don't know if it's totally a good thing. It will probably result in just this tsunami, but I think it just shows how we are going to be forced to deal with our own emotions, either we want it or not. I think you're avoiding the light in the end of the tunnel because you're avoiding your own emotion and the tsunami wave. So you don't go there. So you avoid this, because going out in the light, everything will hit you. You know, your heart that you have closed the gates on so well will find you. Your heart will find you and throw all these emotions over you. And you haven't really practiced with dealing with emotion. As an archangel, you don't have to. You can just sit there. Maybe you haven't been an archangel. You can have been a watcher, like a watcher sitting and just watching the humans and kind of guiding them, and having the big notion that they are kind of stupid ants because you're looking at them at very above, like far off perspective. And when you are with them, you realize that they were much more brave than you ever thought, and you are not as brave as them. And you don't think you can make it. Other people can make it. You know, they can have their heart broken or lose their job, or, you know, have someone walking away on them without dying. I don't think you can do that without feeling like you would die. It's not an option. It's just not an option. So you're going to have to take control over other people. You're going to have to manipulate them, rule them, force them to do whatever it is that you need them to do to make you calm, to make you feel in control, so that you won't feel your emotions. So other people can, you know, swim around here. It's for them. It's not for you. So it's a little bit unfair, to be honest. It's a little bit unfair because they are drowning here and you are not helping them. They would help you if you were drowning. So you need to man or woman up here and become like a participant in life instead of doing this, because it's not helping you, it's not helping anyone, and it keeps the world in a very dark place. Okay, so what do you need to relax and accept? And we have a 5 of Wands and a windmill. So accept that you don't have control. Okay, things will go wrong. People will compete with you on the same position. You will not always know what is the right way to solve your problem. People are going to have different opinions on you, want different futures. So this is why we're here, you know, to do this. 2 windmills, fighting windmills. We are here to fight windmills and to learn from it. So you're not here to have this smooth sailing. You're here to craft something, the alchemist process, 5 of Wands, to actually, you know, grind some seed while you are here and baking some bread and making something out of yourself, instead of just preserving, procrastinating, staying in what you know. You're so afraid to fall. You're so afraid to lose it all, but you can't lose anything. Your soul is your soul. You are losing things on a daily basis by not engaging in life. You're missing out on so much, and other people are missing out on you because they don't know the true you. You don't give them access, so nobody knows you. 5 Wands, let them get to know you, you know, into the ring and start to spar, like battle it out. It's about this, being able to discuss with people, having other opinions, and not your opinion doesn't need to rule. You can say your view of things, they say their view of things. You can accept to agree to disagree and continue with this discussion another day. It doesn't have to be anyone winning. Okay, you don't have to win. You don't have to win. Okay. I want to repeat that 10 more times, but I don't. Okay. The next stage for you and your trauma. Well, Knight of Wands, it doesn't seem to improve. Okay, so I see it kind of declines, and this is what you know. So you were so scared because you incarnated as this royalty, or this person having this high altitude, and you know if you descend from your high altitude, people are going to start to see who you really are. And what they are going to see is not going to be always so beautiful. So you rather hide yourself from people than to show who you really are, because who you really are is kind of lost. You're a little bit lost, and you don't know what to do. So I don't know what to do. I feel this. I don't know what to do. So you will be lost, and your life will be hard. You might turn to alcohol, drinking, quick fixes, gamble, easy relationships, like one-night stands, friends with benefits, things like not really diving deep into anything, because this is threatening here in the background all the time, and you're trying to deafen it with amusements that's not really making you happy. But at least this is better, or at least you're throwing yourself out there instead of sitting in your couch with your whiskey in your hand. You're at least at the bar with other people. There can be some action here, maybe a bar fight or something. That would actually be an improvement from this other stage, because you are descending down into the dirt with your feet, with your hands. Eventually your nose is going to be down in the gutter there, specifically if you drink too much of that. So why is this a good thing then? It seems impossible. It's a good thing because you are supposed to come down into the gutter with the rest of us and see how it is and make that experience and thereby expand as a soul. This is what the Five of Wands and the Alchemist is all about. Putting yourself in difficult situation, make it through, become wiser from it. And you are not that particularly wise at this moment. Other people have, raised past you in great lengths. So you are like this donkey racehorse, and the other racehorse are, they already almost finished the race and you haven't even started. So you need to get down and dirty and start to learn all the things that you missed out on your high altitude clouds. So there's a lot of things that you don't know, and you don't want to be the one that finished last in this class. The other kids might make fun of you. No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to joke a little bit, but I'm going to try to stay serious. Why it's funny for me is because I have been in the gutter, for so many thousands of years, and I didn't, perish. I actually became a bit wiser from it, and now I can kind of take whatever happens, but you can't, okay? And you're so scared. But if you just make the jump and start to accept your challenge, accept your emotions, that would be a shortcut, because then you wouldn't have to, drink and gamble and, be self-destructive. You can go directly from not feeling your feelings to healing your feelings, and making a deep dive into this. I think you are the hands-on person. If you take this really seriously, start your healing process, go straight to your emotions, deal with them. So then maybe you can skip this, but you will still have to be with your face down in the gutter. But maybe you can be there as Doctors Without Borders or something, so being in the gutter but not really, and taking the descending a little bit carefully. You don't have to do this thing. It's unnecessary is what I feel, but it's the way that you're being pushed, because you're being pushed. You're not allowed to stay here, okay? It's so obvious with the sevens. You're not allowed to stay there. And so you're going to be pushed, and where you're going to be pushed is to this is like the natural state of human beings, kind of not being able to deal with their feelings, having a lot of addiction and problems. So this is where you will end up. But if you take this more seriously, you can actually heal yourself and deal with your emotions instead of taking drugs or, gamble your house away and losing all control. So there's different ways to deal with this, but no way is the wrong way. This is the right way, because this is where people like this is usually ending up, so that they will find out that they are self-destructive. They will get like a ticket showing or a mirror showing, okay, I'm self-destructive. So it needs to be shown what's inside so that the inside can change. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's just that you don't know you fully. So you have avoided to feel your feelings. So the avoidant behavior is getting you into trouble. So, result. And we have a 3. It's actually the Empress here. And I think she's writing you a letter. So this is your feminine side wants to get in touch with you. She has something to say, okay? Something to say about, dealing with your heart. And she has almost, it's like this symbol from Captain America. So I think this is your savior. This is your hero. Either it's a feminine person in your life or a person acting from their feminine side, male or female, or your actual feminine side can help you be your Captain America and help you deal with your emotions so you don't have to be lost like this in a bar somewhere. Okay, and then we have, this is the Emperor. So Emperor and Empress. Yeah, okay, so there needs to be balance between your two. I think you have been very much in your masculinity. The femininity is more random. It grows like up from the soil, like life, okay? And the king, the emperor here is kind of harvesting what comes from the soil. Dig up the mines, cut down the trees, harvest the field, okay? So he doesn't want to get his hands dirty. And she does. So you need to learn to get your hands dirty. You need to invite your feminine side so you can become whole. That's also what the 5 of Wands and the Alchemist is all about. Becoming gold. If you're just, 10 or zinc, you can't become gold. You need your whole your whole soul to become gold. You can't no, this feminine side, it's my true enemy, because this, I know she's going to come with this darn tsunami wave. So I'm cutting this out from my life. It's becoming my shadow, and I'm becoming this. And this is the stale person living in the castle, not living their lives fully. So it's like we're just going round and round here. But this is beautiful. Emperor and Empress. So balance is needed, and it's what's going to come. And we have, this is 19, the Sun card, but it comes in the reversed. So I'll see that you are going to be forced to face your feminine side, and you don't want to. Don't wake me, I'm so empty. So that's another song for you. It's not really a song, it's more people screaming, but unrequited. So I think somewhere in the dark, dark past, like it's so far back that we don't even remember it anymore. You were the victim of unrequited love, and therefore you have banned your emotions and your feminine side. The group is called Therapy, and I think therapy is actually what you need to get back into balance with your yin and yang and see why you are so scared of your feminine side and love. This is the highest card for love in the Major Arcana, 19, the Sun. It's when two holy people, equally balanced with their masculine and feminine side, come into holy matrimony. And you say, no, thank you. So I think you have someone, in your life that truly loves you, male or female, but you are not opening your heart to them because you don't want to feel your emotions. If you would open your heart to them, you would heal. So it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be more complicated. Okay, so I hope this helped, and I guess most of you chose number 2 will probably think that I'm really rude, but I can just read the cards, so don't shoot the messenger or don't bomb the don't bomb the radio station, I was about to say, but this is happening on a daily basis in the real world. People being shut up for telling the truth. I feel the most love for you. I feel empathy with your trauma. I realize the hardships that you are actually putting yourself through at this moment. But I just tell you it's unnecessary. Face your emotion. Take help. There's people wanting to help you. Deal with your emotions. Don't become self-destructive. Find your feminine side. So it's easy class, okay? Easy class. Simple things you need to do. And take really good care. So now your reading is done, and I will move on with pile number 3. So thank you, number 2, for watching, and love yourself a little bit more, okay? Give yourself a little bit more credit when it comes to dealing with real hard stuff as your emotions, okay? So, next pile, it's number 3, and the pendulum here is one that I crafted myself. It's from quartz stones that is embedded in resin, so it's called orgonite, and it's blessed in meditation, and so it's blessed for its new owner, but I have a little bit hard time with departing from this, so I have put a lot of these pendulums out on my web page, but they are in gold and they are blue, and this one I truly love, so I think I will stick to it for a few days more before I can really part from it. I usually don't wear jewelry at all, actually. It's not my thing, but sometimes I fall in love with a piece, okay? So this is number 3, and it's the pile of the third of the cat people. And in the bottom of the deck, we have 9 of Cups in reversed. So I think you have a hard time finding love in the world and finding, like, you getting your needs met. You haven't learned how to fulfill your own needs, and thereby you don't have people on the outside either fulfilling your own needs. And this is your trauma. And it looks truly traumatic. It seems like you have been through something like a true heartbreak, big loss. Might have been like an outside situation, I feel, like war, or something where society didn't allow you to be happy. It's like there wasn't, the living standard wasn't equipped for happiness. It was equipped for love and loss and sorrow, I wanted to say. So through all this you loved. So I think you are a person that has great love in your heart. Unfortunately, it's boxed in there. And you are kind of waiting for the right person to come and unlock your heart and you know, heal your wounds. But I get the sense that you might need to have to do this yourself, okay? And this girl, even though she's dressed in this sorrow outfit, it's a little bit more purple, and she's moving with the moving birds. So you kind of need to move on from sorrow. You need to take one foot in front of the other and probably stop thinking about the past, people from the past. Every time you reminisce about them, send them your love and feel your body instead. Send them your love, feel your body instead. Send them your love, feel your body instead. Do this 50, 100 times a day, and eventually you will take control over this very strong bond between you and the one that you have lost. This is your karma trauma. Loss, 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 again and again. And it's for you to become an expert on this, of course. So you will be an expert on how to heal from loss. And you're facing a lot of loss because of this, your lesson. Yes, this is telling me what you couldn't achieve earlier, what you haven't been able to achieve, and why this trauma is kind of recycling in your life. And we have compassion and emotional balance, caring, empathy, acceptance, gentleness, stability, harmony, peace, fluidity. So you could have one, but you couldn't have the other. Either you could have a closed heart and inner peace. Okay, closed heart and inner peace. Or you had open heart compassion and you felt the loss full on. So this has been your two extremes. Either you could feel compassion or you could feel inner peace. As soon as you fell in love with someone, you got out of balance, but you felt a lot of love. It was like dancing on love, but you might have become a little bit too clingy to love and needed someone else to balance you up, and they didn't really want to agree with this, so you were left. And this is only one scenario. I also see you feeling that it's so hard to love because of this loss. You have lost children, they died from you, Now, it can be hard for you sometimes to really love your children. You love them, but you can also feel that there's a part of your heart that's closed because you can't stand the loss, if what would happen to them. So you might have a little bit of a stoic kind of approach to love, like, okay, thinking what will happen if they die. Well, some people, when having these kind of marks on them, like this marked by this sorrow, they will actually, when they lose something that's so important as a child, they might act like they don't care. And it's because they have become compartmentalized, so their heart is locked into a box because they can't take the pain. So your job is to have both of these, and it's possible. You see it, so it's just in your grasp. So this is something you can achieve like this week, this month, this year, this lifetime, easily, like this. You just need to accept your love in your heart and also find inner balance. How you do that is by taking control over your mind. Don't reminisce about the past. Don't dream excessively about the future. Know what you want. You can dream about the future. You can take an afternoon and lie in the sun and dream about your love to be. But don't become anxious. Don't start like, okay, where is she or where is he? Just dream the dream and enjoy it. And as soon as you don't enjoy it anymore, but start to become anxious, you feel your body. And then you might reminisce about a lover from the past or the children that left the nest. Or so you send them your love. Think about the good times you had for a little moment, and then you feel your body. So finding inner balance, inner balance, inner balance, inner balance. You are a creature of true love. You have so much to give, but you can't give it when you act crazy or become over dramatic or expect the world to fulfill your needs. Your need is like a big empty black hole, so it's just sucking people in, and they feel controlled by you, even though all you want is to give them love. So what you need to do is to balance yourself, to be able to give this wonderful, excessive love in a way that no one else can. And in the next moment, be able to be on your own and do something happy and funny and be fine with it. And not being like, oh, I missed my love. And every day that goes by without love is wasted. So try to find balance. That's the key here. And Dragonfae of Rebirth. So this, I'm going to read this for you. This is your solution, how to fix this situation. And this is Oracle of Dragonfae. I also took from Oracle of Visions and Chakra Insight Oracle. I will put all this in the description box, so you will be able to look them up if there was some deck you liked. Dragonfae of Rebirth. 41. So interesting. A lot of cards have come in the scales of 40. Like 40, 41, 41, 42, 42, 46, 47. So it's something going on with that. The Dragonfae of Rebirth speak. We are the ones who have seen you in those moments you human describe as dark. The ones you so often wish to run and hide from. The ones you fear because you misunderstand their purpose. The ones you shun. Your loathing of your shadow has sometimes driven you to seek an ending, but a literal ending is not necessary. In every culture on this planet, old and new, there's been a ritual that lets you die to your old self, one in which the wise man or woman is guided through a journey to their own underworld. We too know of this underworld as we dwell there from time to time, and here we are now in this underworld, waiting for you to descend in order to be reborn. Fear not your dark moments, for in the dark are the shadows, easeful rest, and the deep knowledge of the heart and the soul. In this place, the seed you need to plant can flourish, and what you feel are dark and bad thoughts are in fact manifestation of the desire to die to the self that no longer feels its true self to be captured in its outside form. You are remaking your own soul self. And in this magic and ritual endarkenment lie the seed of your reawakening and your own rebirth. We are with you, circling you, and clearing and cleansing your energy. We will enfold you with our energy. There is no beginning and no end, just the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Now it feels like death, but it's a death to the old self, not a literal death. Do not fear, you are about to be reborn. Take heart and know that soon you will feel whole again. This is about closing an old chapter of your life and be ready for the new one. The old chapter has taught you everything about loss, everything about loving someone that wasn't available or loving someone that was taken away from you. Your new is going to be about being able to love with that kind of passion, with that kind of beautiful capacity, and still not being torn apart by it, but actually being able to stay in emotional balance with it. That is going to be your new self. So the old self has perfected this with feeling the passionate love. The new self is going to be able to balance it. It's still going to have the same essence, the same beauty. You have been birthing forward something to the world that was really worth having here. This kind of emotional opening of the heart hasn't been there always. Okay, it came with you. But now you also need to learn how to handle it and not kind of being killed by the horse you're riding at. And that comes in the emotional balance. And it's about being able to love and honor your past, love and honor your future, but live in the now, okay? So, your deck here, Third of the Cat People, King of Cups, and Nine of Cups. So, I think you want the love to come in shape of this, like a person to come and just heal you. But this shows healing, and it's shamanistic healing, and it's you healing yourself by becoming master of your own emotions. So you're not going to need things to be in a certain way in the outside world for you to be happy. You are going to be mastering happiness. No one can touch a man of Tao because the man of Tao is already healed. If you say, you're so stupid to this person, he's not going to react because he doesn't feel stupid. So he's like, oh, this interesting frog that came out of your mouth. How do you feel today? Is it something bothering you? So this is the comedy of this person, ruling their emotions, not being ruled by them. So I call the divine with love and light. And I call the 4 Archangel, Nine of Cups, strength. So strong, okay. And I call the 6 Elements, and 5 of Swords, 9 of Cups. Getting over the battle. You don't need to battle to get your needs met. They don't need to conform to how you need them to love you anymore. You are going to love yourself, and that's going to be enough. So you don't going to need other people to be in a certain way. Queen of Swords. I think this is what you are leaning on to make this healing. To cut off, you have been forced maybe to cut off something from your life, even something that hurt your beautiful heart, and this is the way out. It's not the end answer, but it's a way out to be able to cut out people that's making you miserable. That's also a lesson for you. And the High Priest. So the Queen of Swords with the High Priest, and yeah, we have the Knight of Wands there as well. It's showing you becoming a little bit of a heartbreaker, okay? So that's actually a song for you. And it's just the first step, okay? It's not the end. So, how to be a heartbreaker. So this is something you need to learn to become a little bit more stable, to not just give your love away, but actually being able to sort among your suitors maybe, or who's going to be your friend. who's going to be your friend? Death. Okay, so there will be a little bit scarcity when it comes to friends and, you know, loved ones. I think you're going to go into a deep loneliness actually, but it's necessary, because in that deep loneliness you're going to find yourself, and that self is all that you need. It's kind of Lilith. She said kind of piss off to Adam at a point because he didn't want an equal relationship. He got scared and intimidated by that because he needed control, and she didn't let him take control. She wanted them to be two people with equal control or lack of control, and he didn't budge to that. So she went into the desert and she made her desert into a paradise, and it seems like you need to follow her there. Yeah, and you're guided by the stars. So this is what I see for you, and this is not what you want, but this is how you're going to heal your trauma of a broken heart. So going through this will be transformative to you. You will go through a real transformation, and you will not recognize who will come out on the other end. That person will be like the Buddha. Okay. So, my dear ones, so we're going to see with this reading a full on display of your trauma, how you're dealing with it now, and how you will heal. Okay, so it's done. So I'm just going to tune in for a few seconds here to pile number 3. Tired of the cat people. So this is your reading there. The first card here is your trauma. This is how it displays in your life today, how it plays out, and this is how you deal with it. This is what your intuition is telling you to do to kind of solve this problem, and this is what you're really doing to solving the problem. This is what you need to relax and accept. It's something you can't control. It's just what it is. Sorry, I have to move things a little bit. And this is the result. No, this is the next stage for you and your trauma. And this is the result. So you see it's a heart shape. And this is your heart that's a little bit broken, but we will fix it. Okay, we'll fix it with this reading. So follow the instructions to get the healed heart. So this is your trauma, and we have an 8 of Pentacles in reversed, and it's like no one wants to dance the dance of love with you. Okay, you're dancing the dance of love you yourself. It's you fixing everything, and the world seems to fall around you. It's just falling apart, and you are fixing, and no one is helping you. This is how it feels, and it's kind of true, because as I said, the love that comes with you. And it's new, okay? It hasn't been here forever. It has been here, of course, in many people. But energy is rare, and it comes in you, and it's beautiful. And you have done a lot of hard work to make this happen. But it kind of, you're cycling the same thing over and over. You haven't been able to really put one step in front of the other and move on. You're just swimming in the ocean of love. And you kind of rely it to fix everything, and you feel like, why are they not participating, helping me fix this love? Why on earth is they so destructive? Why don't they want to fix love together with me? So why am I so alone, the only one trying to fix things? So the answer is that you're over-functioning. So you're trying to fix things with people that doesn't want to fix things. They actually need more like a slap in their face, not you going around fixing things. Okay, but you're very talented with this. So it comes natural for you to fix this. So it's kind of beautiful. If everyone were like you, we will live in a paradise. But unfortunately, this is not the case. Instead, you're here to learn by facing people that are not fixing anything. They might even be self-destructive or destructive of you and the beautiful thing you have together. So that's what is. Okay. What is it? How is that trauma still at play today? And we have a Knight of Wands. So I'm thinking you are being an easy target of players, people manipulating you, taking what they want from you and skippity scope out of here. Gamblers, players, drinkers, broken people, really. They're not broken per se, they are adventurers. They are people on the road to awakening, but they are not there yet, but they are like smack in the middle of living the experience, and they are not particularly experienced now. So they don't know what they are doing towards you. And this is the How to Be a Heartbreaker song. You need to kind of steal the torch from this person or this situation and get it for yourself. So get on top of the things a little bit. Not be played all the time. Not be fooled. Not be so darn naive. Not be so like such an easy target or easy victim. Become a little bit more suspicious. The Queen of Swords, the two High Priestesses, become Lilith, goddammit. Okay, so you're being played, you're being fooled, you're being taken for a fool. People are taking advantage of your willingness to fix everything, and they leave you in the dirt with nothing being fixed and everything being broken. And they don't even know that they are doing this. They are just, oh, it's so fun. So they don't understand. They have enough with their stuff, and their stuff is probably to just have fun and kind of don't think about what their heart is saying because it hurts. Yes. How are you dealing with your trauma? And Queen of Cups, so you're actually rising above here. This is very beautiful. So you are this kind of an unconditional love, even to these broken birds here. You take in all the crows in your house, even if they kind of, shit everywhere. So you're such a friend of life, all life, okay? And I think crows are beautiful. They are like the hip crowd, standing outside where you buy like hot dogs, the hot dog stall, with their mopeds. So that kind of energy. And this is the Knight of Wands. And here you are, the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is this, she's a younger adult is what I'm feeling here. And she's going past this crowd with the people standing there with their mopeds. They are crows with the skin jackets maybe. And she's falling in love with them because she sees these broken birds and she thinks, oh, these broken birds, they really need my help. They really needs fixing. This is something I can do. This is somewhere my love can be really appreciated. I can do things for these people. I can really help them. So you fall in love with one of these little entities, and you can ride back on their moped, even if you already drive your car. This is you not really knowing the full splendor of yourself. So you're giving yourself away for a very cheap price, and because you think that you are not worthy of more, or that you can't have more, or you just want easy targets, okay? But these easy targets, yes, they might easily fall letting you ride on their moped, but they're also going to break your heart because they don't know any better. So there's something that's a little bit lopsided with your relationships, like really lopsided. You overfunction. You fall for people that's not at all in your league. Like if you are earning millions, they don't even have 1 cent at the bank. If you are successful in your creations, they are sitting on the park bench drinking beer. Okay. So what's up with that? What's going on with you? I think it's a deep-rooted insecurity, and your love has been denied for so many thousands of years. So you're just trying to find a place where your love can be, appreciated. And you think that if you descend yourself down in the dirt, you will find people there that will be grateful for your love and appreciate you. But I think they are in the dirt because they don't know how to take themselves out of there, and they will just bring you down with them. Okay, so they kind of need to be there in the dirt because they have something to learn. You don't need to learn what they need to learn. You have already, descended past that. But it's like you're staying in kindergarten when you really, already have a job. So what's up with that? It must have to do with your self-esteem, that you don't think that your love is appreciated anywhere else. some kind of deep insecurity going on there. So this is what your intuition tells you. And we have a 10 of Pentacles in the reversed. So you're giving away your riches to pigs. Okay, pearls to swines is what we say in Swedish. Okay, you give away your pearls free willingly into the gutter. You're just spreading them in the gutter. So I'm thinking it's kind of nice. It's kind of what Jesus would do. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just feeling that, sensing that something is off. You don't have the same pure motive as Jesus might have had. I think your motives are a little bit more shadowy, that you actually think that this is the only people that will appreciate your love. So it's nice what you're doing, but it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up for something else. And I think your mission was actually to, you know, hang with this moped gang and give them some advice for the future. They will learn so much from you that they will be grateful for this, what they have learned also when they are in their dying days, you know. They are going to know that you were a gift. They won't see it now, but they will see it then. But it's this. Why are you playing on the junior league? Okay. And this is how you're dealing with your intuition, saying you are playing on the junior league. Oh, you're okay with this. Knight of Pentacles. I'm a trooper. Okay, I will fix this. I can mend their broken pieces. I can make them better. I can make this poor person into a rich person. I can make this little, you know, immature person into a mature adult person. I can heal their wounds. I can fix their problems. I'm a trooper. Yes, you are. I see this. Knight of Pentacles. Of course you are. You are a really good trooper. And you're doing everything that's required out of you. It actually brings tears to my eyes with this kind of beautiful loyalty. But it's a little bit ignorant, or a little bit, you're not really seeing the whole picture. You're kind of being nice towards people that's kind of don't even care about you. So, you know, you're a chaser. You're obviously a chaser. And you're not giving up on the chasing. I think you're a very nostalgic person. And if you fall in love with someone, or you get friends with someone, you don't forget about that person ever. Like, they are yours forever and ever. And they will never really slip your mind. You're the kind of person that would gladly be friends with your ex for the rest of your life. And it's a sweet quality. And you can do so. You can be friends with them even if they are really daft or dumb or crazy or out of order. It's not hard for you to deal with these kind of people. I think you have a lot of experience from this. I think you have been raised by wolves. And for a person with this much love and empathy, being raised by wolves have made you very in tune to the wolves' needs. And you have totally forgotten about your own needs. And that's why they are unfulfilled. You're not looking for, okay, can this person fulfill my dreams? Can this person fulfill my needs? Do they have the right equipment? What do they have to offer me? You don't think in those terms. You think, can I fulfill this person's needs? Can they love me? Can they appreciate me? Can I do something for them to make them love me? So you have the whole wrong approach. And that's why your Nine of Cups is in the reversed. So you need to become more the Queen of Swords to High Priestess kind of energy. What is in this for me? Okay, ask this before you cast out all your beautiful pearls. Okay, it's a beautiful loyalty, but I'm not sure it's getting you anywhere. Okay, so what do you need to relax and accept? King of Wands. So King of Wands. This gives me a lot of different things here. King of Wands is a little bit what you need to become. You know, become a royalty. You need to become a royalty in your own life. So bring balance into place. Getting real royal self-esteem. But you're also going to be up with people that's really are like this already. And they are kind of lopsided with this. So they're only royalty. They don't have heart. So if you want to, you can check number 2. Because I think this is the person that you're dealing with. Okay. And they think that they are royalty. but they're actually missing out on half of the game because they don't have this open heart. Normally, King of Wands is passionate, is glowing, is the creator, but something has happened in this reading with the King of Wands becoming like a despotic ruler. He doesn't even come in reversed. So something is up with this. I actually want to take an oracle card. See if I can reach. I will take from Oracle of Visions, my best friend. This is the deck that really has been helping me a lot. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we need to fix this. With the King of Wands is usually a passionate person, being the true king, like the king that can rule a kingdom for eons and everyone is happy and it's a paradise. And he is like the outer shell to this, the child and the mother. But in your world, the King of Wands has become very self-absorbed and only caring about himself. So if you are this open-hearted person, you need to become your own King of Wands. Okay, so you need to care more about yourself. And the pendulum needs to swing to the extreme, like you becoming extremely selfish. Because you have been extremely unselfish and giving everything away to, you know, people that didn't really deserve it. And now you need to give it all to yourself. And that will bring about balance, because you will swing, and then you will have balance. And then you will have this, the Holy Trinity. You will have the outer shell to your inner core. And you will be strong and loving, and you won't take crap, and you won't be disrespected, and you will still do your mission, will share the love, your love to the world, but on the right level, like where you're actually at, instead of descending into this immature pattern that you seem to think is the right place for you, but it's not. Okay. And this is the next stage for you and your trauma. And we have a King of Cups. So this is King of Wands, King of Cups, the two most passionate kings. Okay, the most alive kings. So it shows that you are a master on passion. You are a master on passion. You are coming here to teach people about passion. But you need to teach yourself first how to handle this passion without being, you know, grinded to the floor, like it's almost like you have become a floorboard. Queen of Cups and King of Cups. So you are supposed to love the world. Love is your mission, it's your holy grail, and here it is, and you're sharing it with the world as a holy person, as a healed person. So you just need to, you know, take yourself up from the gutter and put yourself in a position of, like, kind of fake it till you make it. What would Buddha do? So that is good, because you're going to become the Buddha, so you can at least practice already. And it's about balance. It's about acceptance. Accept that a person is, you love them. Accept you love them. Accept that they are a doofus. Accept that you love them anyway. Accept that you want to fix things. Accept that they don't fix anything at all. Accept that you can't help them with this. Accept that they need to learn on their own. Accept to let them go, and invite, you know, something that's more on your level. Someone whom with you could be a power couple. Like, you could connect with someone that also have this kind of, it's like you're holding a certain ray. It's very hard for you to hold on your own like this. It's shaky. It's like you're holding a fire hose of emotional energy, like water, and it wants to go like this. And you have no, you know, King of Wands backing you up like this. You don't have the backbone. Your backbone is sweet, but, you know, not at this level where they can hold this kind of energy. So you need someone to be able to hold you. And first you need to become this for yourself. I think then it will mirror in the outside world, because you have two kings here. So you need to step up to your more royal self, to your ascend to your throne, and take your space there. You can still help people at this level, but first when asked. Okay, not trying to find an easy victim to get love for yourself. Okay. Yes, result. And we have an Eight of Wands in reverse. So Eight of Wands in reverse, some kind of problem with communication. So I think there will be some mishappenings when it comes to communication for you in the future here. It's holding this energy, of course. Eight of Wands is very strong energy. It can be too much for one person. So I'm not getting the full picture here, so I will take the other cards and see. Eight of Wands, Strength card in reversed. This 8 is connected to the Strength card in other decks. Here it's number 11. And then we have 3 of Cups. Okay, so I think the big result is this crescendo that you are going to go through. You are going to become royalty, but the road there is kind of a little bit the road to hell. Because you have this love and you have this connection with people in the future that you can't seem to disconnect from, and there's no progress at these places, but the love is still there, and it wants to weaken you to kind of go back into your old pattern. So this is going to be a test for you to not go back into your old pattern, because your old pattern is just going to be your old pattern. It's not going to help you ascend to this more royal stage, but you're going to be lured to go back there. Might get a message from a past lover, someone that wants to weaken you and get back to the playful kind of love, because they knew they shared something very profound with you that they can't find with someone else, since you are loved personified. Okay, so they can't find it somewhere else. So they just want this back. But if you engage with this on this level, you are not going to ascend to the next stage. So either they are going to have to ascend with you, and you are going to have to see, is this person able to fulfill my needs? Is this person going to make me happy? Is this person actually, do I trust them? Are they sincere? Don't try to, force yourself to trust someone you really don't trust. That's going against your High Priestess, Queen of Swords, Lilith kind of entity. And it makes her darn mad, okay? So don't try to force yourself to love and trust or engage with someone where you really feel, yeah, you love them, but that something is off, okay? So listen to that. Listen to the red flags and stay strong, stay adult. Don't jump into the dream. You just want the dream to be like miraculously happening, and you can so easily jump back into a real dumb situation that will actually traumatize you all over. You don't need that education because you're not in kindergarten anymore, okay? So if always you can be this forgiving, of course. If a person comes and wants this love with you, of course you can say, yes, interesting, what do you have to offer? And then as the day or week goes by, you see that the offer is good, so you continue, you trust them a little bit more. Or the days or the week goes by and you see all red flags, red flags, red flags. So you discuss this openly with that person. I see this red flag. I see this red flag. And the relationship might break down again. Let it break down, okay? Some things just wants to stay dead or just needs to take another lap. It can be different for different people, but it seems like you have a choice here to either stay in the gutter, doing the same revolution over and over again, or ascend to a higher level with someone at your own league. But then you have to let go of the past. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So, okay, my dear number 3s, I hope this helps. So remember what you need to do. Get your emotion in balance. Still stay open-hearted. Become Lilith, Queen of Swords. Chop their head off if they are not going to make you happy, okay? So have a little higher standards and you will be fine, okay? You will ascend to a new level in your life. That will actually be miraculous, but it's all your own making with your own vibrating energy. You just put your energy on a new level. Every time you reminisce and fall back in the old energy, send love to that situation and feel your body raise your vibration to a higher energy. Like, I accept that I don't have this person in my life. I accept it didn't work out. I accept we are not friends anymore. I accept we are not on a talking basis. I accept. And you go back to emotional balance, okay? And for some of you, we saw also this Dragonfae of rebirth, like you need to go through the dark night of the soul. I think you have already been there. And you just need to make some kind of closure with these kings, Okay, so hope this helped. Thank you all for watching, and I might come back with a new pick a card reading, or in other case you will see me at the general readings in the middle of the month. Okay, bye bye.